What's going on, y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy, Mickey McFly. Another episode of the Say What Podcast. And today I got something real different going on. I got my folks here. And today we're going to talk about Tara's topics. And of course, her name is Tara. That's why it's called Tara Topics, you know what I mean? But before we get into that, Tara, introduce the Say What audience to yourself. Talk to them.
Hey, it's Tara. So today we're going to talk about violence and how it affects our youth in everyday life, how it affects the Black community. We're going to talk about social media, how it's always in there, it's introduced to our music and everything we do.
Okay, all right. So, being that she's saying that's what it is, like y'all said, like I just said, is Tara's topic. So she already gave us the topic. So, being that I'm a gentleman, ladies first. So, what is your take on the music, the culture, and the violence and everything? How it's portraying, how it's being brought to the youth?
As a mom, it's tough. It's tough because you feel like your sons especially have to be tougher than they really need to be. They don't ever really know when to walk away. And they see that every day. It's portrayed everywhere. That you got to be super tough. Sometimes the toughest thing to do is just to be like, never mind. You know what? You got that.
Yeah, we do live in a culture where violence is perpetuated. Don't perpetuated. Say that shit 3 times. You know what I mean? Where it's perpetuated on all platforms. Music, movies, television, everything like that. Me coming up as a kid, it's just that what I think it is you can very easily be influenced if your core dynamics is not strong, and that core dynamics can come from anywhere. It can come from your parents, your grandparents,
right,
your big brother. It's just like me as a kid. Like I always separated. Like when I watched the Terminator, I knew that Arnold Schwarzenegger was like playing a movie. Like I knew he really wasn't the Terminator. Like when I listen to music, but I'm not like everybody else. But I know music does have an influence. It had influenced me, but it just wasn't violently. Like I might wear this because an artist said this. I might drink this because an artist. See what I'm saying? But I can see how you could be misled because that's what it is. Like you said, sometimes you do have to be tough. And coming up, like I came up, you just had to have a line. It wasn't even about. It's just a line that you had to have.
A boundary.
A boundary for people to know, like, listen, once you cross this boundary, violence is upon you. I come in peace, but once you cross this boundary, and that's what it is. And I don't want to keep talking.
However, I feel like, it's the parents' job to be a role model. I feel like they should definitely get it from home. But that's not always the case. We don't always learn from home. Like, I might tell my kids, no, don't have sex. It don't mean that they're going to be learning that from me. They're still going to go outside and get other information. And it's all around them.
Yeah, well, now it's real easy now because of the internet. The internet is like the gift and the curse.
It
because
is.
It's like, it's a wonderful thing, but everything that's wonderful and beautiful can also be evil. And so it's like, and the thing about it is with this generation of kids, they have a lot of information at their beak and call at, like, I'm talking about at a swipe, and they have like the world in their pocket. And it's like, I think the disconnect is like, when we was kids, we have a sleepover, we'd be in there chilling, bugging out. You have a sleepover, these kids have a sleepover now. They'll all be in there on their phones, texting each other. But they all be in the same room. And it's like, that's their wave. Like, you see a baby right now. Baby can't even really talk. But the baby will whine enough until their parent give them that phone. Once you put the passcode in the phone, the baby doesn't need
the parent anymore.
I'm going right to YouTube and find what video I want.
Absolutely.
Because these kids is raised inside the womb, you swiping. The baby is learning in the womb, like, okay, that's the way.
Yeah.
Shit is they just born in this generation. And like you said, the violence and all that, and it's just sad to see like a place like Chicago, and not to point no place out, like it's just saddening to me that like it just goes down like that. Like the numbers down there is like brothers is just like dropping, like, and that lifestyle.
Don't you feel like it has to do with the party lifestyle though? Because to be honest, all right, you can sit here, you can smoke and you can drink and you can have a good time everywhere you go because that's your purpose.
Yeah.
The people that are confused
If
about
I
their
see the
purpose,
ashtray, we live.
that smoke and that drink don't go the same way for everybody.
You know what it is? I just think
People go out with a grudge already after some tough guy shit that they done already seen or saw.
It's like sometimes, it's like, and honestly, like a lot of that shit, a lot of people understand. Like a lot of those guys, they like hopeless. Like they don't even see past a certain. They don't even see past. If they can't even see past a 4-block radius, how can they see past some years in their life? They don't even expect to live a certain point. So their whole thing is, that's why they be like, the things they be saying and stuff like that, that's how they really, some of them really be. And then you have some people that become followers.
Agreed. Yep.
Like there's some guys out there, I know that's really, they don't see no hope for the future. They live day by day. And they actually on demon time, whatever time you want to put it on, they really living their life time, like that. Exactly.
Goofy time.
And then you have people that's really not like that, that get in situations that's actually be on goofy time, that go do some stuff thinking they putting in work and shoot up a whole playground. Don't hit nobody but all the kids in the playground. Because they really are on goofy time. Because the guy that's really on that gangster time, whatever you want, they won't even be to jeopardize no kids like that.
Agreed.
See, the dudes that's really on that type time, they will never go shoot up no. They will catch you coming out of Walmart and just get you. That's really on that time. So a lot of dudes, they out here posing. Back in the day, what they say, perpetrating the fraud. And it's like everybody got a persona lead, and it's like, and there's no need to be like that.
Here's the thing, though. You know how many guys I've met that have said things like, especially in the black community, I made it to 21. What? I'm 41 years old. I got many more fucking years. Many more. Like, that is not a feat to me. But to other people, it is.
That's the sad reality of some people's situations.
Because you didn't get nowhere. You haven't done nothing. You haven't experienced life. You just got here. And you already living like an everyday that tomorrow might not happen. I look at life differently. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. So let's make the best of today.
It took me a while
look forward to tomorrow.
To realize one thing. It's not even about the things you do, it's the way you think. Like, I used to think a certain type of way, and that's why I had different results. I started thinking a different type of way. I'm having different results. And those results that I'm having, I'm liking those results a whole lot better. Because, you know what? It's like this. See, this one thing a motherfucker's never going to tell me is like, one thing I know about the streets don't give a fuck about nobody, and the streets is undefeated. Undefeated. The streets is undefeated. And it's like going to the casino, playing the game, and you see the dealer cheating you. You see the dealer cheating you. You know the dealer's cheating you. You know the dealer's not giving you all your cards, aka the government. You know the dealer's not giving you this, aka this. You know that you see that you watch the dealer cheat you, right? And guess what you do? You continue to, not only do you go to the same casino, you go to the same casino and sit at the same motherfucking table where the dealer's cheating you.
Insanity. People are addicted to the gamble. They're addicted to the gamble of life.
You can't tell me about the system.
That shit is scary.
If you know the system is designed to get you,
they still want to play in it.
Why play games with the system?
They still want to play in it. That's all they know. People are comfortable with not changing. They're comfortable with a crazy that they can understand a little more.
You know what it is?
People are afraid. They're fear. They live in fear.
I want smoke. I love it. We still lit. All I want to say is this. This is what I want to say.
To me.
You ain't know you smoke?
What?
My bad. Shit. My bad. Shame on you, player. Listen. Know what I mean? My bad. But listen though. This one thing I want to say before we go on a little break. This is all I want to say. A lot of situations that people put themselves in could be a whole lot different if they would just relax and survey the situation, because a lot of things can be avoided and some things can't be avoided. And then the dilemma becomes this: when you be trying to be a better person, it's like, how much shit you really gonna take from somebody? Like a lot of times in life, you know, some people, it's just gonna be some shit that's really not, if people gonna bring some shit to you, and you gonna be to the point where like, damn, I done did all this, I'm chilling, I'm just trying to relax. Like, you coming at me, and then when you unleash that, then everybody gonna say, damn, you snapped. you treat
You're
it.
the bad guy.
And this is what it is. People mistake this, and this is where a lot of problems start. You do something to me, and whatever I react, if I do something like if you throw a rock at me, right? Hit me with a rock, and I come back with a grenade and throw it at you. Don't be like, Tyke, you took it too far.
That's not how it works.
See, a lot of times
You're
people do exactly.
Guy.
Sometimes when you do something to
Cause
somebody,
and effect.
when you do something to somebody, their reaction, you cannot put a basis on what you did to them on their reaction. There's no way in it. Because once somebody feel like you violated them, you cannot put a strain or weight class on how much they can violate you.
All right, so let me wear a halo real quick. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta balance that. If somebody does something wrong to you, what you can't do is hold on to it. But you don't allow yourself to be a glutton for punishment.
Yes.
There's a certain point where you're allowing that shit. Don't allow it. You gotta hold boundaries, even if they're firm, even if they get hard. That's the thing. People will allow somebody like, for instance, let's say I got a dude and he cheats, right? Mm-hmm. The boundary is this. I can't allow him to keep doing it. I got to eventually be able to walk away from this shit. If I don't walk away from it, then that's on me. Because eventually I'm going to get hardened until he keeps doing it until I'm willing to really close the door. It's a fear of losing the person, so you accept a little bit of shit. That could be with anything. That could be with a dude in the streets. Same shit.
Yeah. Boundaries
are hard because you become the bad guy. Instead, you want to be vindictive and teach them a lesson. No one ever learns.
I mean,
that's my halo answer, though.
That's your halo answer.
That's my halo answer.
Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna take a small commercial break. Now, I mean, we're gonna come back. We're gonna finish the topic for a little while because guess what? I got another special guest in the building. I ain't gonna tell y'all right now because it ain't none of y'all business. If y'all know, y'all know. If you don't, you don't. But guess what? We're gonna be right back. Say what? Podcast with Tara's topics. You hear that shit in the background? When my shoulders go like that, you better move. It's with your boy Mickey McFly, aka He Did That, aka Turnpike Tyke. I ain't gonna tell y'all my government, but y'all already know it anyway. And I'm here with my homegirl Tara. We still on Tara topics. We was talking about violence and music, entertainment, everything, Hollywood, everything that go in. But hold up, that's being the back. That ain't too violent, know what I mean? But we're gonna get right back on subject. So we was talking about how, violence is perpetuated through music, entertainment, and everything like that. And it's just part of not just the American culture, it's just part of the world culture.
Agreed. I think that a lot of the youth have like violence confused to be with like not being bullied. Like they think you understand what I'm saying? Like there's like a fine line. Everything isn't bullying you. Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes like, you know what? And a lot of things I think got blown out of proportion because you know what? Like when you in school and stuff like that, like, oh no, you can't do me like that, player. Oh man. Go let him in. You can edit that out. My man up there. But it's like sorry about that, y'all. Okay. You know, this shit is lit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm almost somebody.
So my take on it is that when it comes to kids, especially in the Black community, and they see it on TV all the time, it's something that's real easy for them to pick up. And I think that they get that confused with being bullied and not standing up and not being a man. Especially for Black men. When I see certain things that they do, it's like they're tough, but they're not tough enough to protect a woman. Yeah. And that's kind of wild to me. Men will watch women just like, come on, like that's crazy. Women are aggressive now. And it's like, what happened to being feminine?
Yeah, well,
why be so guarded? But it's like we gotta protect ourselves.
But one thing for certain, two things for sure. Like one thing about society now, like everything is extra like sensitive. You can't say this, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that. And a lot of times with the stuff with all the situations like being bullied and all that and stuff, when you're in school sometimes, if somebody busting on you in class, they're not bullying you, they just busting on you. Like, but you know what? It is what it is. But like on a serious note, I just think that the Hollywood and entertainment and all that stuff, like sex sells, violence sells.
It does.
It's so it's marketable. So like when you watch a movie, most movies, if it's some gunplay, somebody getting hit up, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a big hit, a big thing or whatever. And it's like I just think that the world got messed up when Saturday morning cartoons went off TV, because on Saturday mornings when I was a kid, you just wanted to be a kid. And it's hard for a kid to be a kid today in society because everything is presented to them on a big ass platter.
Right. Right. There's a lot of parents out here living through their kids. Their kids are just as cool as the parents are.
Yeah, hold up, Shan. Y'all gotta put y'all phones on silent, man. Like I'm just saying, a couple of my players pulled up now. I'm feeling a little bit more secure now. What was you saying though?
Wait a second. You feel a little bit more secure?
Yeah, a little bit more secure now, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. When a few cats from your alley, I wasn't scared. I'm just saying, it's like my podcast. I'm just saying though, when a couple more cats from the alley pull up, like, shit just get a little bit more, interesting.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I understand that parents have to be the ones that are in control, and we can't put a lot of emphasis on what's going to happen in the world. A lot of that has to be ignored. I just wish that within the Black community there were more popular things. Like, you know what? I grew up off Cosby's. I love that shit. That shit was so dope to me.
Yeah,
to see a man love his woman.
Yep.
To see all the kids want to sing and dance. Mm-hmm. That shit was dope.
Yeah, did you ever think when you was a kid that Bill Cosby be in jail?
Never in my life. But still, I got the message
that
what I saw on TV was still what I wanted, even if that wasn't his reality.
Everything.
It wasn't his reality. It's
everything
still what
changed,
I wanted.
but you know what you got to do? You know what it is, though? Even though as much as you can say this and that and the third, like, you can't, even though, like, this shit does have an influence on shit, like, you just have to be smarter and just know, like, take it for what it's worth. Like, when you go get some ice cream, like, it's an ice cream cone. There's nothing else more than an ice cream cone. Like, when you listen to a rapper, watch a movie, like,
it's just
they doing their job.
Yeah.
And the reason why you're feeling them so much because they're good at their job.
Yeah. It's using discernment. All kids don't have discernment, though.
Yeah, you're right about that.
They don't all have it.
You know what? And hold up. I'm not promoting Aquafina by any chance, but I do be promoting designated hitters, you know what I mean? Only reason why I got this Aquafina because, you know what I mean, I had got some cups. That was my cats. They used to pull up with some cups and all that. But it's cool, though, because we drink out the bottles and all that shit. You know what I mean? I don't care about none of that. But like I was saying, but one thing before I say anything, right? Mm-hmm. I have to say this at least once in the podcast. When a motherfucker come up to you with some bullshit, with some hating ass shit, all you got to do is say this. Say what? And then think about, because it'll catch him off guard.
Think about it a lot, yeah.
You got to say it like that to catch him off guard. See what I'm saying? You got to kill him. Yeah, but you know what I think about? I think about the violence and all that stuff in our communities, man. It's like, it's a sad thing. And it's like, I don't want to be the person that be like, shit ain't going to change. But sometimes I be like, shit ain't going to change. Because you know why?
Right.
As a people, man, when people start loving themselves, when somebody don't love themselves, you can't expect them to love you.
Agreed.
And that's putting a heavy burden on somebody. They don't care about their goddamn self. So caring about you is like
absolutely. I agree with that.
That's like a baby going like that. You know how you tell the baby, no, don't do that. They go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you know what my grandma say?
What she say?
My grandma Khalidi Boom. What's up, girl? Yeah, that's my baby. You know what she say? She say a hard head make a soft ass. Don't let that go over your head. Yeah. But I really do appreciate you coming through, Tara, with your topics.
I appreciate you giving me the chance. This was fun.
This was fun. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. And guess what? Don't be a stranger to my situation. I get somebody text me right now. They just want to see what I got going on. Look. Oh, that's my baby. Hold up.
Yeah, your baby's texting me too.
Okay. She's outside, so we're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, one more time for my homegirl Tara for coming through her first time on the podcast with your boy Mickey McFly, aka Turnpike Tyke, one of the alley cats at the Say What Podcast. Tell them what you got. Tell them your name once again.
My name is Tara. I'm gonna come and visit him once in a while and do this. This was dope.
All right, we out here, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later.